Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Week 6 Recap and Power Ranking listing. I'm your host, Commissioner Vaughn, a.k.a. the Almighty Dictator, a.k.a. He's too powerful. We can't have him anymore. I know. I didn't do it last week. I was busy. I was working. Kyle, in case you know what that is, I was working. They tax me. They take my tax money, and they pay you. So that's what I was doing. I apologize for not getting a video out. That's on me. I have to be better than that. I aspire to be better than that, and I will be in the future. So hand up, I should have put it out. Working too hard. We'll focus on not working so hard this week. So in order to make it up to you guys, I'm getting it out on Monday night. I'm getting out the power rankings, and I'm getting out the recap. 2 games tonight. One good one, one really bad one. Let's dive right in. Let's dive into the toilet bowl. We got Dylan, the current number 12 team, versus Kyle, the current number 11 team. Loser goes to 1-5. You can't be 1-5. You can't make the playoffs when you go 1-5. You can, but you gotta really run the table. This matchup, is a tale of two mediocre rosters. Both their kickers outscored their respective quarterbacks. Young Ho Koo had 20 points. Justin Tucker had 16. Eric Ebron had 0.9, but Dylan's rolling with him because he cut Zach Ertz, who stinks. So it's the Eric Ebron show from here on out. Kyle started Devin Singletary. He didn't want to start Devin Singletary, but he did, and he got 4.5 points. And Kyle lost by 4. It sucks. Kyle's lost back-to-back weeks by combined less than 10 points. It's tough. It's why he's 1-5 and not 3-3. But that's fantasy football for you, Susan. It's an unfortunate series of events for Kyle. Dylan finally got a first-round performance out of Clyde Edwards-Helaire. And that's pretty much all she wrote. Kyle should have played Adrian Peterson. Said it all week. Don't play Devin Singletary. Play AP, but he doesn't listen to me. Doesn't want to listen to me. I just pay his taxes. Next, we have our good friend, esteemed colleague, Chris Gazzaro, taking on Chiquita Banana. Chris won by 40. Luke had 4 players combined for 3.5 points. Cam Akers didn't get a touch, as if he didn't play. And Josh Elliott didn't record a point. It's tough to win when 4 players combined for 3.5 points. Couple that in with Tyreek Hill getting 2.5. It was a rough week for Chiquita. Nobody scored over 14.1. And that was Chase Claypool, who we used the waiver on. Good pickup, but that was all she wrote. Chris, no Dak, no problem. Many people were saying, myself included, that Chris was dead in the water. Have a ceremony for his team because it's over. Dak Prescott scoring 40 points ain't gonna happen every week. Andy Dalton, he's scoring 40 points every week. Tonight we saw why. But Julio Jones came back healthy. Good for Chris. T. Higgins shut me up. Had a good week. Alexander Madison was not a great start, but everybody thought he was going to go off. Jonathan Taylor got 11. Giants defense got 14. Don't know if you can count on that all week. But, Chris was able to get 100 points out of his team, and he didn't have Dak Prescott. So kudos to Chris. It was the Julio Jones show. And Luke, I hope you... I don't know, man. Deebo Samuel, man? I don't know. So, we'll come back to that. Next, we got Russ versus Gorman. This one, I was expecting kind of a heavyweight matchup, and we got a heavyweight matchup out of Derrick Henry. That's for shit sure. 38 points. Fuck Tom. Tom was hoping for a miracle out of Kyler Murray tonight. He put up 29 points, but it wasn't enough. Lamar Jackson played well for Russell. The wide receivers for the respective teams weren't great. Adam Thielen was the highest scoring of the 6 with 11. But George Kittle had 16 points. Gorman only put up 86. It's a low-scoring week for Gorman. Running backs combined for 12. So it's a bad week. It happens, Tom's going to go to 4-2. Russell's going to go to 4-2. So both teams are doing just fine. Dylan, actually, I forgot to mention, advanced to 2-4, while Kyle slipped to 1-5. And Chris advanced to 4-2, while Chiquita Banana went to 2-4. Next, we have a matchup that came down to tonight, which was Andy Unchained versus Pat McCann. Tonight, it came down to CeeDee Lamb versus Amari Cooper. Amari Cooper won. Amari Cooper outscored him by about 7. Andrew ended up winning by 14. It wasn't as close at the end as everybody thought it might be. Pack got a decent week out of Mahomes. Will Fuller, who Chris is going to try to trade for. Mike Davis finally came back down to earth a little bit. Mike Gesicki didn't have a point against his former head coach, Adam Gase. Justin Jefferson, the kid's going off for Andy. He's getting 30 points a week. He's going bananas. Andy's still in quarterback hell, though. 14 points out of Brady. It's bad. Andy's quarterback hell is bad. If you have a quarterback that Andy's starting in another league, sit him, because he's not going to play well. That's the one thing I know about fantasy this year. The only thing I know. But Andy wins, goes to 3-3. Pat loses, goes to 3-3. We got a tight league this year. There's not a lot of room between first and last. I mean, it's tight. Got to get these wins when you can. Next matchup, the true shit bowl of the week, myself versus Sal. Sal's probably the best team in the league, but he played me when he didn't have Alvin Kamara. Ronald Jones still scored 24 points against me. However, I was able to pull out the win tonight somehow. Zeke fumbled twice. I had 3 players go tonight. I had 3 fucking fumbles between him and Travis Kelce. Harrison Butker can't kick extra points, but it was still enough. My wide receivers combined for less than 10 points, I think. But Sal's weren't much better. They were around 14 points. So, hey, I'll take the win. Travis Kelce played well. Cam Newton didn't play well, but he got a few points. It was a shitty game. I beat Sal by 2. I go 3-3. Sal goes to 4-2. Last but not least, we have Ketchup and Mostert versus Matt Stokes. We'll start with Tui. 32 points out of Deshaun Watson. A.J. Brown got 17. Miles Gaston's got 12. Pittsburgh D got 18. It was a good week for Tui. Put up 111 points, Devontae Adams is finally, hopefully, starting to look healthy for Tui. I think just when Tui starts to get healthy, though, Raheem Mostert goes on the IR. The kid can't catch a break. But he can catch a break because nobody scores points against him. Which leads me to Bortles service. My poor friend Matt Stokes. I mean, poor Matt. He got 5 points out of his wide receivers. 5. That's tough to win. 0 points out of his defense. 7 points out of his tight end and kicker combined. Matt Ryan scored half his points. Matt Ryan went off, but he scored half his points. This is a rough week. Stokes has to finally get all of his players on the roll. He had Kenyon Drake on the bench who dropped the 28 bomb tonight. Dallas defense is the worst thing I've ever seen. It's almost as bad as the Jets. But that's the way the cookie crumbles, Stokes falls to 2-4, and Ketchup and Mostert advances to 4-2. So with that being said, those are the matchups. A couple of close ones late tonight. Love the 2 Monday night games. Hate the Thursday night game. I think they should go 2 Monday nights every week. That's just me. They don't listen to me. They don't ask me my opinion, so I don't give it to them. But my opinion would be that if they asked me. Just want that on the record. But with further ado, I will go over the power rankings. So we're going to start at number 12. Number 12 is Matt Stokes. Matt doesn't have the worst record in the league, but I think he's got the fewest points. They're not up yet via Yahoo, but it's been a rough go for Matt. He can't play the right running back. He can't. His wide receivers are supposed to be the strength of his team. They got 5 points this week. Given he doesn't have Michael Thomas playing yet, but it's been rough. I think Matt Ryan could shine for him late. And I mean, look, he's 2-4. You're not out of the hunt yet. 6 wins makes the playoffs in this league. So, maybe he finds a way. But it's tough right now. It's tough right now for Matt. Number 11, I got Kyle, and I don't think Kyle has a bad team. It's just he's 1-5. He can't be 1-5. Kyle wants to make the playoffs. He's got to go 5-2, and there's no way I've seen his team do that. It's an okay team. I do believe that. I don't think it's this hot dog shit. No offense, Chris. I don't think it's hot dog shit. Kyle, he's got, now that Le'Veon's on the Chiefs, he's got Kareem Hunt. I don't love Trey Burton, but he had one off this week. Shut me up. He's got Russell Wilson. Everybody knows that. So Austin Eckler comes back healthy. Allen Robinson. It's not a horrible team. It's just, is he going to go 5-2 and make the playoffs? I don't know. So right now he's 11. 10, I thought long and hard about this one. I really did. At maybe 15, 20 seconds. But I came to the conclusion that Chiquita Banana Luke is number 10. I feel bad for Luke because if he starts Ryan Tannehill, he puts up 77 points. It's a little more respectable. Tyreek didn't play well tonight. It's the first bad game Tyreek's had. He's got Chase Claypool, but I mean, Luke started Rex Burkhead and Cam Akers this week, and he only had one running back on bye. So one of those was a voluntary start. I mean, I'm sorry, Melvin Gordon was suspended for smoking weed. So there's that. I just don't know. I don't know if this team can last, if this team can make it. Maybe Tannehill carries him. Tannehill's got a brutal schedule rest of the way. At 2-4, he's still alive. Everybody in this league is still alive, maybe other than Kyle. It's still early, but it's a tough look for Luke right now. Number 9, we got Dylan. It was a big win tonight for Dylan. He needed to get to 2-4. He needed to. Can't stress that enough. The issue for Dylan is, does Clyde Edwards-Helaire become an afterthought? Not an afterthought, but Le'Veon Bell's in the mix now. They're going to get at Le'Veon Bell the ball. I mean, if, Helaire has been, I want to say, hovering around 25 to 27 touches a game, I don't think the kid's getting that with Le'Veon Bell there. He's going to be closer to like the high teens. So, he's also allergic to the end zone, just doesn't get in the end zone. David Johnson's been okay. I mean, Zach Ertz, he cut Zach Ertz mid-afternoon today. You hate to see that. But, Young Hoku doesn't miss. And, now he's 2-4. He's got a chance. Number 8 is Pat. Pat's team, tough loss this week, but I do really like Pat's team. Kim Jong-un, he's got Mahomes. CeeDee Lamb's been decent. Will Fuller's going to be great. Mike Davis is filling in for McCaffrey just fine. There's some sneaky depth on this team. It's a sad state of affairs what's happened to T.Y. Hilton. I mean, it's really, you can't start him. You can't cut him, but you can't start him. Pat can't play the right tight end. Hayden Hurst gets 11. Mike Gesicki gets 0. Gesicki was the right start. He played the Jets, but it's just a matter of how it went. Pat's team goes to 3-3, but he's got a solid team. He's averaging 106 points a week. It's going to drop a little bit this week, but Pat's got a good team. I think Pat at 8. Pat's a playoff team. I think I do believe that. 7, I put myself. I probably should have put Pat higher than me, but I put myself 7 because I'm going to be 3-3, and I like to think that at some point my wide receivers are going to wake up, but I just really don't see it. I think Chris Godwin, I don't know if he plays football anymore. DJ Chark actually got a lot of targets. Julian Edelman's horrible at football. Fucking threw more yards than he did. He caught 8 yards worth of. I can't. Tyler Lockett doesn't really do anything anymore. Cam Newton was terrible. It was bad. I don't know. My team's not that good. 3-3 somehow. Not going to last long. Under 100 points a week now, which it's not a good team. I'm not going to make the playoffs. 6, you got Tui. I really like Tui's team if he's healthy. But, as you know, he's not healthy. Poor Raheem Mostert. He's on again, he's off again, he's on again, he's off again. You don't know what he is. It's never consistent. It's the Steven Matz of fantasy running backs. He's never playing, or is he? I don't know. Sometimes maybe when he does play, he's all right. Unlike Steven Matz, but Tui's team. I mean, Myles Gaskin has been pretty good for him. AJ Brown's a good player. Devontae Adams is going to start turning it up. Robbie Anderson's been solid as anything. Deshaun Watson's a hell of a player. Tui's got a decent team here. You got to get Nick Chubb back. But we'll see what happens. I like Tui's team. We got to win this week. He's 4-2. Just got to stay healthy. That's the story, Tui. 5, we got Andy. Andy was able to win this week. He was sweating it out, but he was able to pull it out. Andy just doesn't have a quarterback. He should have started Kirk Cousins, even though he threw 3 picks. But he shouldn't have started Kirk Cousins. You can't fucking start Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins is horrible. Started Phillip Lindsay. Aaron Jones came back to earth. Justin Jefferson, I mean, this kid is good. This kid can ball. I don't know. He's already got 500 receiving yards. So he's a stud, to say the least. Andrew's got an okay team. He's got a decent bench. Dalvin Cook's got to come back healthy, but It's just, can Andy start the right quarterback? I don't think so. To this point, he hasn't done it. So, I don't know. There's a lot that has to be done right for Andy to get back on track. The pieces are there, though. I believe that. Number 4 is Russell. Russell's got the baddest man in football right now, and Derrick Henry, who just runs over people, scores however many points he wants, and is pretty much carrying Russell's team to victory. Russell scored 105 points this week. 40 plus 28, 68 plus 68 points out of Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry. I mean, he's got 30-something out of the rest of his team. Robert Woods had 10 of it. So, there were 3 guys that scored 80 points for Russell. The rest of them scored 25 total. But when Derrick Henry's scoring 38 points, you don't need the fucking rest of your team because Derrick Henry's scoring 38 points. So I commend Russell. It was a good week. I think he's got a good team. Can't start A.J. Green anymore, although A.J. Green had 96 yards this week. He gets Chris Carson back. I think, this team is going to really, this team's going to take off pretty soon. Sooner rather than later, I believe. Number 3, we got hot dog shit, Chris Gazzaro. Chris lost Dak. That's why he's not higher. If he had Dak, he'd be higher. He does have Fitzpatrick. I don't think you can start Andy Dalton anymore. I think we learned that tonight, Christopher. We cannot start Andy Dalton anymore. But Julio Jones came back to life. Calvin Ridley's playing really well. I think Chris has a really solid team here. It's going to be interesting to see how he handles the tight end. Oh, actually, he cut his other tight end. He's just rolling with Jonnu, who put up only 13 yards. But, Christopher has a good team. 4-2, averaging over 100 a week. That's respectable. It's really respectable, Christopher, in your first year. Well done. Number 2, we got Sal Guglielmo, which I know is going to come as a surprise to many. Wow, Sal's not number 1 seed anymore? What the fuck? I thought he would, But no, Sal lost this week to me. My team's bad. I know he didn't have Kamara playing. I get that. But guess what? Everybody has buys. Everybody. And especially in this league, most teams are going to get 2 buys. The way the cookie crumbles is Sal wasn't able to get the win against me. Got a great team still. I don't know if you trust Josh Allen this high the rest of the season as a high-end QB1. He has been, but he's starting to come back down to earth a little bit. 18 points last week, 16 this week. I think he's starting to get more into that consistent range. We'll see. Maybe I'm wrong. He does have Kamara on his bench, and that's pretty much all you need to know. DeAndre Hopkins was held in check tonight somehow. He does have Mike Evans, who, if he doesn't score a touchdown, apparently doesn't score at all. Christian Kirk on his bench, thank Jesus. DeAndre Swift's on his bench, thank Jesus. Sal's got a good team, but he's 4-2 now. And, he's passed his Kamara by, but I just don't think he's the best team in the league right now. I think the best team in the league, even though he just lost this week, is extra medium Tom Gorman. I think no Metcalf this week. Obviously, he had to play Gallup. Metcalf plays, he probably beats Russell. Metcalf probably scores 20 fucking points. All he ever does is score 20 fucking points. Kyler Murray's just a great fantasy quarterback. Thielen's starting to play well. Darius Slayton is a great option. Again, the only question that comes in for Tom are his running backs. And can Gurley and Gibson hold the fort? And I think they can, especially when you have a guy like Kittle, who, there's so many bad tight ends in football, and he's got the best one. It's going to come down to these running backs for Mr. Gorman. Does he make a trade? Does he hold out? I don't know, but I think he's the best team in the league. So to recap, Stokes 12, Kyle 11, Luke 10, Dylan 9, Pat 8, myself 7, Tui 6, Andy 5, Russell 4, Gaz 3, Sal 2, Tom Gorman 1. Those are your power rankings for week 6. I'm sorry I didn't get it out last week. It was just busy week, a lot of work. Somebody's got to pay for college job. I guess it's going to be me. But I'm looking forward to the upcoming week 7. The thing is with this league, first place is 4-2. Last place is 1-5. All right. Well, last place is 1-5. 11th place is 2-4. The 2-game gap. We're talking. It's week 6 right now. Week 8, you can have a total flip flop. That's the way this league works. You have a chance. It's presented to you. You can do it. You can absolutely make the playoffs in this league this year. Everybody's alive. And I really do wish the best to everyone. I think we have a wild week ahead of ourselves. It was a strange week. It was a lot of a lot of low scoring games, I felt, but I think we'll be back next week with higher scoring. Hopefully, teams coming off of these no longer coming off of these ridiculous buys. And we get a real week of practice, no positive COVID tests, so we can get to a real football slate. So, best of luck, everyone, and congratulations to everybody who won. And we'll see you next week.